Join the judge and the jury for a crazy courtroom adventure as Biz and Martina host Squigglevision.
Our Saturdays are cool!
ABC next. Illuminating television.
Hi, folks. Fizz here.
And Martina. So what are we doing today, Fizzmond?
Well, for the last word, we're going to give the folks at home a word, but we're not going to tell them what it means.
Oh, I like that. So they'll have to try to figure out what it means by the way it's used in science court.
That's right. And it may be used more than once. So pay attention.
Great. Now here's science court. Why is the camera still on?
I don't know, but my mouth hurts.
Oh, wait a minute, Fizz. We forgot to tell everybody what the word is.
Oh, that's right. So, anyway, the word, of course, is cantankerous.
So watch for cantankerous being used in science court, and we'll see you at the end of the show.
Let's go, Fiona. I'm running a business here, not a farm.
What?
I don't know. You gotta get this cargo across the channel. The truck's gonna be waiting.
More lumber? I wish I didn't have to transport lumber all the time.
What's the matter with lumber?
Well, I feel bad for the trees.
They had it coming. It's their fault for being trees.
You know, sometimes when you cut down trees, you take away animals' homes.
Which is why I don't live in the trees. Now get the barge moving, and be careful going between the rocks. That fog's getting pretty thick.
Mr. Tankerous, I know how to stay on course.
I gotta drive into town. I'll be back in a few hours. Your second load should be here by then.
More lumber?
Look, Fiona, don't worry about the trees. They can take care of themselves. Now, do you want anything in town? Gum?
No, thank you.
Soda?
Yeah, all set.
Sandwich?
Bye, Mr. Tankerous.
All right, I'm going. But if I see anything I think you like, I'll get it for you.
I don't want anything.
How about some fruit?
Boy, sometimes he can be so annoying. Hey, that fog is getting very thick.
Hey, Fiona.
Oh, hi, Fairbanks. Are you okay?
Are you satisfied?
Honest, Mr. Tankerous, I don't know what happened. I followed the compass, just like always. Exactly due north. Next thing I knew, I hit the rocks.
You did it on purpose, didn't you? You tried to sink my beautiful barge? Why do you want to hurt me?
I didn't try to sink the barge. I would never do that.
You leave me no choice, Fiona.
You're firing me?
No, but I'm bringing you to science court. I'm going to prove that you crashed my boat on purpose.
But I didn't, Mr. Tankerous. Honest.
Oh, I almost forgot. I got these potato chips for you when I was in town. I hope you like them.
Thanks, but I said I didn't want anything.
Oh, you're going to have to pay for all the damages.
Well, how much is it gonna cost me?
Probably in the millions or thousands even.
I can't believe you're taking me to court, Mr. Tankerous.
Well, you leave me no choice, Fiona.
Ahoy, Mr. Tankerous!
Ahoy, Mr. Savage!
Mr. Tankerous!
Yeah!
What does ahoy mean?
It's a nautical greeting used at sea. It means hello!
Oh! Mr. Tankerous!
Yeah!
Why didn't I just say hello?
I don't know.
Ahoy!
You don't have to shout. I'm right next to you.
Oh.
This is Fiona Frisco.
Hi, Fiona. Hey, you all right? Can I get you something?
No, I'm all right, thank you.
I tried to get her some potato chips, but she didn't want it.
I'll take them.
Okay, here you go.
Thanks.
Fiona's the one who tried to crash the boat.
Fiona! How could you?
I didn't do it on purpose.
Yes, she did. Do you think we have a case, Mr. Savage, or what?
The question isn't whether or not we have a case, Mr. Tankerous. The question is, can we win?
Well, can we?
I don't know. I prefer just asking questions. Don't you?
Is that another question?
Sounds like one, doesn't it? It was nice meeting you, Fiona.
Bye, Fiona. I'll see you in court when I'm suing you. Say hi to your folks for me.
Are you sure you didn't just get lost in the fog, Fiona?
I guess I must have, but that makes it sound like I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, do you?
Yes, of course I do. This is my 3rd summer driving that barge.
Is there anything you don't like about the job, Fiona?
Well, Mr. Tankerus can sometimes be a bit... what's the word?
Cantankerous?
No, I was thinking of disagreeable. But most of the time, he's okay.
Are you sure you're telling us everything, Fiona?
Well, yeah, pretty sure.
You're sure you're sure?
No, I'm very sure about being pretty sure.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to See You Later Estimator. I'm your first mate, Professor Parsons. Because we're on a ship. First mate. Ship. That's why we have 16 writers. Well, today we're on a ship, and we're going to try to estimate this mast. A mast is a tall pole on a sailing ship or sailboat that supports the sails and rigging. Do you see that little platform at the top? That's called a crow's nest, where someone can stand and be the lookout. No, thank you. Not me. That's too high up there. Parsons is afraid of heights. Anyway, take a look at this mast. Kind of hard to tell how tall, so let's estimate, shall we? Now, here's a hint. This is what 5 feet looks like. Me. How embarrassing. Thanks again to the writers. That's right, I'm 5 feet tall. 5 feet of solid scientific perfection. Okay, let's go to Parsons' pupils for some estimates. And we'll start with our own little rapper, Hippie the Hip-Hop Hippo.
I have an estimate. We're on a ship. It's rocking back and forth. I'm a hip-o.
What?
The ship is rocking, and I have an estimate. 50 feet.
Okay, Hippie the Hip-Hop Hippo says 50. Next up is Mr. Giraffe.
Hey, man. I love the ship thing, man. It's like a jazz shippy thingy thing, babe.
Yeah, you said it, Mr. Giraffe.
Yeah, babe.
Okay, do you have an estimate for us, Mr. Giraffe?
It's swinging, babe.
What is?
It's swinging, babe.
The boat?
Huh?
Never mind. Now, what's your estimate, Mr. Giraffe?
I say the mast is 25 feet tall, man. Yaha hippa happa hippa hoo.
25 feet, says the cool but confused giraffe.
Huh?
Nothing. And finally, it's Miss Alligator, the irascible reptile.
Was that directed at me, darling? Because if it was, I could get very upset. I don't like to get upset, especially on a boat.
No, that I was just introducing you.
Can you get me a cup of coffee, dear?
Maybe later. Do you have an estimate for us?
You get me a coffee, and then I'll give you an estimate. I really don't do anything without my coffee. Are we clear on that? Do we understand we simpatico?
Are we what?
Okay, 35 feet. How's that for you, dear, huh?
Well, I'm not getting the coffee now.
Well, then I'm gonna bite your nose off.
Bobby, can we get a coffee, please? Quick. Okay, so let's look at the mast and the hint again. Now, do you agree with Hippie, the hip-hop hippo, who said 50 feet, Mr. Giraffe, who said 25 feet, or Miss Alligator, who said 35 feet? We'll find out who's right when we come back. Hey, land ho. Wow, what a view. This actually is a little scary, but I couldn't resist, folks. Even though I'm terrified of heights. Let's take one more look at the mast and the hint. Now, if you agreed with Hippie and said 50 feet, I'd say you went overboard. Overboard. That's another boat reference. But if you agreed with Miss Alligator and said 35 feet, I'd say congratulations on a fine estimation. The mast is indeed 35 feet tall. Pretty high up. Very high up. Bobby, get me down. Bobby, I don't feel so well.
Oh, Bobby.
You don't like lumber, do you, Fiona?
What do you mean?
Isn't it true that you told Ken Tankerus, and I quote, "I wish that we never had to use wood, and I wish trees could vote."
That's ridiculous. Mr. Tankerus, I never said that.
It was something like that.
All I said was that I felt bad for the trees.
Because they can't vote?
Because they're getting cut down. Forests are important. They provide places for a lot of different plants and animals to live.
Well, that's just lovely. But it only makes you look more guilty.
You crashed the boat because you don't like trees getting cut down.
No, I understand lumber is important. I just want people to understand that forests are important, too, that's all.
So you're saying you did it?
No, it was an accident.
Fiona, you're practically confessing.
I don't know why the boat ran aground. There must have been a problem with the compass or something.
Oh, really? A problem with the...
Mr. Savage, you still with us?
Actually, Your Honor, I'm pausing for dramatic effect.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. I'm almost done.
Take your time.
Compass. Well, let's find out, shall we? Your Honor, I call...
Not again.
No, I can't think of her name.
Dr. Bean.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Dr. Julie Bean to the stand. Dr. Bean, can you please tell us what exactly is a compass?
Sure. A compass is an instrument used to find direction.
Is it reliable?
Yep. Sailors have been using compasses for centuries, and anybody can make one.
Can you make a compass for us right now?
Sure. All you need is a piece of paper, a glass of water, and a magnetized sewing needle.
What do you mean by a magnetized sewing needle?
Just get yourself a sewing needle and rub it a few times across a magnet. Then it will become magnetized. Then, float the paper on top of the water and place the sewing needle on top of the paper. Now watch.
Oh. Hey, it's moving.
That's right, the needle's pointing north.
Thank you for that very moving demonstration, Dr. Bean. Now let's look at the ship's compass. This compass is from Mr. Tankerus's barge, and this compass is from a store. Now, please look at all three compasses, even the one you made, and tell this court if they are all pointing in the same direction.
Yes, they are. They're all pointing to the north.
Which would lead any reasonable person to assume the ship's compass was working just fine. Thank you, Dr. Bean. Your Honor?
Mr. Savage, you're doing it again.
Oh, sorry. I rest
Mr. Savage.
my case.
Good. I can't take any more drama. Miss Crimple, it's all yours.
Boy, you really seem to know what you're doing.
Well, thank you.
When do I testify?
Oops. Your Honor, I didn't mean to say I rest my case.
Well, then I must have cut you off.
Please?
All right, go ahead.
Thank you. I call Ken Tankerus to the stand. Now, Mr. Tankerus, I want you to think about this question very carefully before you give your answer. No, think about it after I ask it.
Oh, okay.
What was Fiona Frisco's mood the day she crashed the barge? Was she angry? Like, this is the day I'm gonna crash the barge?
No.
Was she happy? Like, yippee! This is the day I'm gonna crash the barge?
No, I wouldn't say that either. She was just normal.
Thank you.
Oh, but when I offered to get her something from the store, she said, no thanks.
Oh, really? No thanks.
Yep, no thanks.
No further questions, Your Honor. Now, I rest my case.
Is this a dramatic pause, Mr. Savage, or are you actually resting your case?
I'm really resting it.
Is this the final resting of your case?
I'm definitely sure. This is the rest. This is resting.
Thank you, Mr. Savage. Ms. Crimple, you're up.
Thank you, Your Honor. I call Dr. Bean to the stand. Dr. Bean, we know that a compass points to the north, but why?
A compass points to the north because the Earth is a big magnet.
What? A big magnet? Oh, sure. And then I suppose you're going to tell us that the moon is a giant soccer ball.
No, it's a giant volleyball.
I knew that.
I'm kidding.
What?
Thank you, Dr. Bean. I call Professor Parsons to the stand.
What?
Professor, Dr. Bean said that the Earth was a giant magnet. Could you elaborate on that?
Oh, certainly. The Earth is a really big giant magnet.
That's not exactly elaborating.
All right, you caught me. It was the year 1600 when the English scientist William Gilbert said that the Earth itself was a giant magnet.
Wait a minute. If the Earth is a giant magnet, how come metal things don't stick to it?
Well, Mr. Savage, because it's a weak magnet. Big but weak. Like me. Well, actually, I'm small but weak. But whatever. You see, the magnetic force is strong enough to affect iron needles in compasses, but not strong enough to attract regular magnets like those found on refrigerators, which I collect. Little personal note. I collect refrigerator magnets. However, the Earth's magnetism is strongest at 2 points. Does anybody know where these 2 points are?
At the North and South Poles.
Huh, nice try.
No, actually, Mr. Savage, that's correct. The magnetic poles are oval areas about 1,300 miles from the actual North and South poles. Lines of force connect the magnetic poles. The compass needle simply lines itself up with these lines of force. I'll give you an example. I have here a bar magnet that has a North and South pole.
How do you know it does?
Because all magnets do, Mr. Savage. Anyway, let's say this bar magnet is the magnetic force of the Earth with the north and south poles. Now, watch what happens when I cover it with this paper and sprinkle some iron shavings over it. Do you see the way they line up? They're arranging themselves along the lines of the magnetic field. Now, can you tell where the magnetic field is strongest?
Where the lines are close to each other.
That's right, Michaela, and that's at each pole. And where the lines are far apart...
That's where the magnetic field is weakest.
Absolutely.
Hey, I got a right answer.
Your Honor, I object.
I can get an answer once in a while.
I'm not objecting to you, Fred.
What are you objecting to, Mr. Savage?
Well, this incredible waste of time.
It's not a waste of time, Mr. Savage. If the compass needle is magnetized, then something that attracts a magnet could affect a compass reading. Right, Professor?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
So, Professor, if there's something metal on a boat, especially if it's near the compass, it could attract the magnetized compass needle and cause the needle to point in the wrong direction, right?
I don't see why not.
Thank you, Professor Parsons.
But it's unlikely.
What?
He said unlikely, which sounds a little bit like guilty.
Why is it unlikely?
Well, because boats are made with lots of metal and act kind of like magnets themselves. So the compasses are adjusted to take care of any magnetic attraction being created by the boat.
Aha! And there was nothing extra on board the barge except wood. And as far as I know, wood is not magnetic. Is it?
Nope.
In fact, I'm sure of it.
Fiona, was there anything else on that boat that could have caused the compass to malfunction?
Um,
Your Honor, may we have a recess, please?
Sure. Good idea. Okay, everyone, relax.
Oh, sure. There were times I had my doubts about this day ever arriving.
You haven't won yet, Doug.
Michaela, believe me, I won. The question is, how do I handle the press? Maybe I'll get my own talk show.
What would you talk about?
Ooh, good point. Forget the talk show. I should go straight to movies. I wonder what's playing.
Your Honor, I'd like to recall Fiona Frisco to the stand.
Recalling witnesses. This is so sad.
Fiona, were you alone on the barge the day it ran aground?
no.
What? You're not supposed to give rides to people. I run a barge, not a bus.
This wasn't just any passenger, was it, Fiona?
No. A friend of mine. He's a new kid in town named Fairbanks. He needed to get to the other side, and fast.
Why?
Well, Fairbanks has diabetes, and he needed a snack.
What's diabetes?
It's when the body stops producing insulin. You need insulin to change food into energy.
But why did Fairbanks need a snack?
Well, he said he took his insulin shot in the morning, and he had a good breakfast, but he burned off a lot of energy from riding his bike all day, so he needed a snack.
How come Fairbanks wasn't on the boat when you ran aground?
Another boat came by and took Fairbanks to the other side while I waited with the barge.
Fiona, do you really expect us to believe that? The truth is, the only person on that boat besides you was you.
No, it was me. My name's Fairbanks. I live on the other side of the channel, but I missed the ferry, so Fiona helped me.
Oh, really? Well, that's very nice of you, Fiona. But you still crashed the boat on purpose.
No, she did not, Mr. Savage, and I think I can finally prove it. Fiona, you just said Fairbanks was riding his bike all day?
Yes.
So he took the bike on the barge, didn't he?
Of course, it's his bike. I wasn't going to leave it behind.
Where did Fairbanks stand on the boat?
Right next to me, on my right.
And where was his bike?
On my left, next to the... Oh!
That's right.
Next to the what?
The bike was next to the...
Next to the...
The what? The bike was next to the what?
Doug, the bike is a big piece of metal, and it was right next to the...
The what? The what?
I'm pausing for dramatic effect.
Oh, that's good. But next to the what?
The compass needle. It's magnetized. Remember? You proved that part yourself.
I did, didn't I? Why am I so thorough?
Your Honor, I'm ready for closing arguments.
Good idea. Mr. Savage?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Fiona Frisco is guilty of crashing Ken Tankerus's barge on purpose because she didn't want to carry any more lumber. She claims it was some mystery boy with his mystery bike that messed up the compass by accident. Well, la-dee-da. Where is this mystery boy with his mystery bike, I ask you? Huh?
Hi, my name is Fairbanks.
Oh. Well. So in conclusion, Fiona's guilty. Thank you.
Ms. Krempel, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good people of the jury, Fiona Frisco did not crash the boat on purpose. She would never do that. The only thing Fiona is guilty of is helping a friend in need. You see, a compass has a magnetized needle that turns to face the Earth's magnetic field in the North Pole. Or in this case, a bike, if it's close enough. The metal in the bike affected the compass needle and threw it off course, causing the boat to run aground. Thank you.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Fiona Frisco,
Please don't pause for dramatic effect.
not guilty.
Thank you. Science court is adjourned.
Mr. Tankerus, what do you think of the verdict?
Well, I agree with it. I just wish Fiona here had told me about her friend.
I didn't think you'd be very agreeable, Mr. Tankerus.
Why not?
Because sometimes you can be a little... Oh, what's the word?
Let me guess. Cantankerous?
No, more like argumentative.
You're right. I'll work on being more agreeable. If you want, you can have your job back.
Yeah, thanks. That would be great.
And Mr. Savage, Fiona drove that boat straight into the rocks, and you still lost. How do you feel?
Hurt, dejected.
So basically no different than last time?
You got it.
Hi, folks. Welcome to The Last Word with Fizz and Martina. Hey, Fizz, did you hear our word of the day used in science court?
Sure did. Cantankerous.
Were you able to figure out what it means?
I think it has something to do with being sort of difficult.
You got it, Fizzer. Cantankerous means disagreeable to deal with or argumentative.
So someone who argues a lot and is difficult is called cantankerous.
That's right. Let's go to the phones. Hi, you're on The Last Word with Fizz and Martina.
Hi, this is cantankerous, and I'd like to use cantankerous in a sentence.
Oh, it's okay. You only have to use it once.
Are you going to talk to my whole sentence?
No, I'm sorry. You can read your sentence now.
Hey, what makes you think I wrote it down?
I don't know. I was just saying.
Well, I did, and so what?
Excuse me, Mr. Tankerous. You're acting a bit cantankerous right now.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Can I read my sentence?
Sure.
Nobody at the store wanted to wait on the cantankerous man.
Good sentence. So you're saying that the clerks at the store didn't like waiting on the guy because he would always argue with them?
That's right.
Great. Thanks for the call.
Hey, did anyone ever tell you that your name is very similar to the word cantankerous? You know, cantankerous, cantankerous.
What are you talking about?
Cantankerous. Look it up. Use it. Wear it out.
See you next time.
Bye.
What are you talking about?
Sunday on the Wonderful World of Disney, a con man and a case of mistaken identity turn two strangers into best friends. Phil Hartman and Sinbad star in House Guest, ABC tomorrow.